Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Prime Minister Tarique Rahman calls upon Coast Guard to safeguard country's sovereignty. Bangladesh Bank sees signs of relief in defaulted loans as it decreases by more than 87,000 crore taka in 3 months. Bangladesh Railway starts advanced train ticket sale ahead of Eid ul-Fitr to ensure smooth travel for homebound passengers. High Court rules asking validity of referendum ordinance and National July Charter implementation order. Testimony against Shojib Wazir Joy and Junaid Ahmed Polok on 3 charges in July uprising begins. Israel carries out new attacks on Iran's leadership compound, including presidential office in Tehran. And Bangladesh loses by 2-0 to China at AFC Women's Asian Cup in Australia. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Highly appreciating the patriotism and professionalism of the Bangladesh Coast Guard, Prime Minister Tarique Rahman called upon the force to remain fully prepared to safeguard the country's sovereignty. The Premier made the call when Bangladesh Coast Guard Director General Rear Admiral Mohammad Ziaul Haq paid a courtesy call on him at his Cabinet Division office in the Bangladesh Secretariat today. Prime Minister's Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Ruman said Tarique Rahman hoped that through professionalism, the Coast Guard would further consolidate its position as the vigilant guardian of the nation's maritime boundaries. During the meeting, the Prime Minister recognized the Coast Guard's tireless efforts, saying the force is playing a vital role in maintaining peace and security in coastal and riverine areas. The Premier instructed the force to continue its public service-oriented activities, particularly in disaster management in the interest of the people. Besides, the Coast Guard Director General briefed the Prime Minister on various ongoing development activities of the force, expressing satisfaction with the Coast Guard's development progress. Tarique Rahman assured that the force's modernization and advancement would continue. Bangladesh Bank spokesperson Arif Hussain Khan said non-performing loans in the country's banking sector have begun to decline. He said by the end of December, defaulted loans had dropped by 87,298 crore taka compared to September of last year. Arif Hussain Khan revealed the information at a media briefing held at the central bank in the capital this afternoon. The central bank spokesperson said the total volume of non-performing loans now stands at 5,57,217 crore taka, which is nearly 31% of total outstanding loans. He attributed the decline to special risk scheduling facilities, intensified loan recovery efforts, and strengthened supervision. Arif Hussain Khan also noted that banks have been given strict instructions to reduce their provision shortfalls. He also assured that monitoring and reform measures aimed at controlling defaulted loans will continue. Bangladesh Railway has started selling advanced train tickets ahead of Holi Eid-ul-Fitr today to ensure smooth travel for homebound passengers. The sales began at 8 a.m. specifically for passengers intending to travel on 13 March, beginning with tickets of all the intercity trains heading towards the western region of the country. Tickets for all intercity trains plying in the eastern region are being sold from 2 p.m. As in previous years, 7 days advance tickets for intercity trains are being sold under special arrangements. To ease passenger inconvenience and prevent overcrowding at stations, this year all advance tickets are being sold online. Under the schedule, passengers will be able to buy tickets on 4th March for travel on 14th March, on 5th March for 15th March, on 6th March for 16th March, on 7th March for 17th March, on 8th March for 18th March, and on 9th March for travel on 19th March. Subject to the sighting of the moon, tickets for March 2021 and 22 will be sold accordingly. Return journey tickets are set to go on sale from 13 March to 18th March. Railway officials said each passenger will be allowed to purchase tickets only once using a single national ID card. A maximum of 4 seats can be booked in one transaction. Tickets bought for Eid-ul-Fitr travel will not be eligible for refund under any circumstances. Bangladesh Railway has decided to run a total of 20 special trains, including 5 pairs of special trains, to handle the additional passenger pressure on the occasion of Eid. Besides, to accommodate those unable to secure seats online, 25% of non-AC coach tickets will be issued as standing tickets from originating stations before departure. At the same time, advance ticket sales for long-distance buses have also begun from today. From early morning, people were seen lining up at several bus counters in the capital to secure seats. There are no major problems for passengers on the first day of advance ticket sales. Neither there are complaints of increased fares. The High Court has issued a rule of asking why the July National Charter Implementation Order and the referendum ordinance should not be declared illegal. The panel of Justice Razik Al-Jalil and Justice N.D. Anwarul Islam passed the order today after holding a preliminary hearing on 2 writ petitions. The Cabinet Secretary, Law Secretary, Secretary of the Parliament, Secretariat Principal, Secretary to the Prime Minister and the Chief Election Commissioner, among others, have been asked to respond within 4 weeks. The writ petitions were filed on Monday by Supreme Court lawyers Chaudhry M.D. Ridwane Khuda and Ghazi Muhammad Mahbub Alam, challenging the legality of the 2 instruments. Lawyers Ahsanul Karim and Syed Mamun Mahbub represented the petitioners, while Muhammad Hussain Lipu, Imran Abdullah Siddiqui and Shishir Monir opposed the petitions. Acting Attorney General Arshadur Rauf and Additional Attorney General Onik R. Hawk appeared for the state. Describing the rule as prescriptive and biased, Jamaat's lawyer Shishir Monir said declaring the referendum ordinance unconstitutional would also cast doubt on the validity of the 13th national election, which was held alongside the referendum. Whereas the petitioner's lawyer Mamun Mahbub said that the final order will also be in favor of the writ, stating that establishing the rule of law is the main goal of this government. The testimony of former army officer Ziaul Ahsan on 3 charges, including more than 100 disappearances and extrajudicial killings during the rule of the ousted Awamin League government, was held. The testimony began this morning at the International Crimes Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Mozumdar. Today, the defense lawyers quizzed former Army Chief Iqbal Karim Bhuiyan, a witness in the case for the fifth day. Then, at the same tribunal, testimony began against Hasina's son Shojib Wazir Joy and former ICT State Minister Zunait Ahmed Polok on 3 charges, including ordering the killing by shutting down the internet during the July uprising. Earlier, the trial of the case officially began on February 18 with the presentation of the prosecution's opening statement. In addition, the tribunal is taking testimony for the second day in the case filed against former Law Minister Anisul Haq and Sheikh Hasina's advisor Salman F. Rahman on 5 charges, including incitement and aiding and abetting the murder of businessmen during the mass uprising curfew and the July mass uprising. On the other hand, the next day's testimony will be taken against Obaidul Qadir and 7 other leaders of the currently banned Awami League and its affiliates in the case of crimes against humanity committed during the July mass uprising. Tribunal 2, headed by Justice Nuzrul Islam Chaudhry, fixed this day after taking testimony today. Later, the same tribunal began taking testimony against 4 accused, including Mahbubul Alam Hanif, the currently banned Awami League Joint General Secretary, on 3 charges, including the murder of 6 people in Kushtia. This morning, the accused Anisul Haq, Salman F. Rahman and Polok, who were arrested in these cases, were presented before the tribunal. Now, international news. Israel said it has carried out new attacks on Iran's leadership compound in Tehran, including the presidential office. A reporter inside Iran said every part of Tehran has been hit since Saturday. Elsewhere, British media outlet BBC Verify has looked at damage to a nuclear site in Natanz. The Red Crescent said the number of people killed in Iran since US-Israeli attacks began on Saturday has reached 787. The Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said ground troops will advance and seize additional strategic areas in Lebanon in order to stop attacks on international markets. Oil and gas prices are up while share prices are down. The UK government has announced its first charter flight to bring people back from the region. It will leave Oman in the coming days. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has again criticized Keir Starmer for initially denying access to British bases. The US and Israel struck Iran on Saturday, killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Iran has retaliated with a wave of attacks across the region. On Monday, the US told Americans across the Middle East to depart the region immediately. The death toll from massive Israeli airstrikes across Lebanon has risen to 52. The latest update was released by the Lebanese government. At least 154 others have been injured in the attacks. Earlier, Lebanon's Ministry of Health had reported that 31 people had been killed and 149 had been wounded. The revised figures indicate a sharp increase in casualties as rescue and recovery operations continue. Lebanon's Disaster Management Authority said more than 28,500 people have fled their homes so far due to heavy bombardment in southern and eastern Lebanon as well as in the southern suburbs of the capital, Beirut. At least 169 people have been killed in an attack by gunmen in South Sudan. The attack took place on Sunday in the Ruang administrative area of Abim Nohom County. On Monday, James Mongunang Mijok, the information minister for the region, said the attack was carried out by a group of unidentified young men from Mayom County in neighboring Unity State. He told news agencies that 82 of the dead were children, women and the elderly. Another 50 people were wounded in the attack. Now, sports news. Football. The Bangladesh women's football team made a great start in Asia Cup against China at Sydney's Western Stadium today in Australia. The Bangladeshi women were far ahead in terms of strength, though the players held off the reigning champions until the 44th minute of the first half. However, in the end, the red-green women had to lose by a margin of 2-0. Despite losing, they fought back sternly. Bangladesh almost scored a goal in the 14th minute of the match. Rituparna Chakma took a long-range shot with her left foot from midfield just before the ball entered the goal post. Chinese goalkeeper Chen Chen jumped to the floor and blocked it. China broke the deadlock in the 44th minute of the match. Chinese midfielder Wang Zhuang scored a goal with a long-range shot. Then in the 46th minute, Chinese midfielder Zhang Rui's low shot from